Well, what is on the agenda at these meetings over the next couple of days, there's a lot of pomp and ceremony. There's going to be a military welcome and a state banquet for the Turkish president, and he's going to have meetings with the German president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, and also the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel. But as was mentioned in that package there's a lot of hope being put aside for these meetings that this could really spark a new beginning in the relationship between these two countries. They've had a really rocky time of it over the last few years, disagreeing on a whole list of issues such as the EU, various parts of the Syrian war, as we've heard there, but now certainly from the Turkish point of view, they want to put everything behind them, and the Turkish president has written an article in one of the leading German newspapers in the last 24 hours in which he sets out really what he wants to try and achieve during these meetings in the next couple of days. And one thing that really stands out is the economy. Both countries are having problems at the moment, but particularly in Turkey, the Turkish lira has, its currency has reduced in value by about 40% since the start of the year. But now both countries have the same challenge. They both have to face increased tariffs from the US President Donald Trump on aluminium and steel. And in the article that the Turkish president wrote, he talked about irresponsible policies from the United States and dramatic events from this year. And bearing in mind the fact that Germany has the biggest economy in the EU and is also the biggest export market for Turkey, there's a lot of potential for these two sides to work on.
Absolutely. And in that newspaper article, Andrew, President Erdogan also asks for FETÖ to be recognized as a terrorist organization in Germany. Why is that proving so difficult?
Well, I think the issue with FETÖ is probably indicative of a lot of the problems that face Turkey and its European partners, and in particular Germany, a question of perception really about how they see events that have happened in Turkey and how far apart they are on those differing viewpoints. In the immediate aftermath of that failed coup back in 2016, Germany and a number of other EU states were quite critical of Turkey for the way it carried out the ensuing investigations, detaining and also suspending people from their jobs in the tens of thousands. But at the same time, Turkey getting increasingly upset with Europe for not really appreciating the challenges that it faced. The fact that this FETÖ organization had been operating for decades, really had tens of thousands of members, and if there's going to be a proper investigation into people with suspected links to it, it's going to take quite some time. And that's never been really resolved. And now we have the situation where several thousand people from Turkey have fled to Germany. They're claiming asylum. Turkey wants to investigate those people and wants them to face justice if there is a case, because it suspects them to be FETÖ members. And also on the reverse side, we have Germany, who says 50 of its nationals are still being detained in Turkey after that failed coup attempt, and they can't see relations being normalized until their case is resolved either. So it shows you just how far on security matters, at least, these two countries can still be quite far apart.